Hello, everyone. My name is Sid Dworker, Industry C. Are we supposed to start with what we wanted to be when we grew up? Okay. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a superhero, but I got pretty close because I got a comic book published, and then I feel like I'm a superhero every day at work. No, not really. I work as a project manager for an environmental engineering firm called Barker Lamar Engineering in West Des Moines. So if you have any questions about the environment, getting into an environmental field, saving the world, recycling after you reduce and reuse, and anything associated with working in the consulting industry or in the science field, you can feel free to ask me a question. If you want to write your own comic book, I can answer that part too. Gina.
My name is Gina Vitrito, and I'm from Industry H. Let me hear it! Holla! Where are you? Come on! Ew! I so need to work with them, don't I? Oh, and I got some here. Come on. Alright, anyway. I actually work at Prairie Meadows, which will be your favorite place to play when you turn 21. Okay? And what I do there is I am in human resources as well. I do multiple hats there and enjoy my job tremendously. I do have to do some firing and discipline and stuff like that. So everybody doesn't want to see my face, but they do enjoy my face when they do see it, when it's outside of those nasty meetings that I do. So if you are interested in learning to behave and not get yourself fired, no kidding. Any kind of gamut of human resources I can help you out with and would be happy to do that. And so I do own my own business as well, so I'm an entrepreneur. Sell some jewelry at the farmer's market, make it, create it, and all that good stuff. So if you want to talk about opening your own business, I'm more than happy to do that as well. Okay, thanks.
Hi everybody, I'm Tony Baranowski. I work for Time Citizen Communications, which is kind of a small multimedia company in Iowa Falls, Iowa, which is probably a pretty similar sized community to the one that a lot of you come from. And like a lot of the communities that you come from, it's a company that kind of hides out in Iowa Falls that people don't really know anything about. I handle the local media side. I oversee our 2 newspapers and our radio station, but we do other things. We have a huge state-of-the-art press where we print everything from the Ames, or the Iowa State Daily newspaper, the UNI newspaper, and all the Farm Bureau publications for Iowa and the surrounding states. So we do a whole bunch, but even the people in Iowa Falls don't really know a whole lot about it. Other than that, let's see, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian or a doctor and played football at Notre Dame.
Tell us a joke.
That is the joke. That's it. Thanks, guys.
I'm Jennifer Simpson with Industry A. Thank you. I'm with a company called Learfield News. Basically, my company provides news to rural radio stations across 8 states in the Midwest. I'm predominantly in charge of the state of Iowa. Creatively, I've worked for billboard companies and of course, radio stations, so I love copywriting. I love creative strategy development and to work through marketing plans. So if you want to learn more about media, advertising, sales, consulting, some of the big picture strategies to creating that demand for all the supply that you're creating, come see me. Personally, I love to cook, and I teach healthy cooking classes out of my home, go into people's homes, and also do corporate wellness, so I have a little bit of an entrepreneurial element to that as well. So I can either teach you how to sell something or how to cook something.
Good afternoon. My name is Corny Van Walbeek, and I'm with Vermeer Corporation, which you've heard a lot about today. I've been with the company for 38 years. The last 12 years in the role as an HR person, also in recruiting. And you've heard a little bit about what HR does in that role, or what that person does. The other thing that I do in that role is I work with training. I also like to work with managers and employees and their career development. I use a lot of my experience with Vermeer. I've been there 38 years, starting out 38 years ago as a second shift machinist, working into roles as a assembler, group leader, eventually as a tool maker, then as a quality manager, production engineering manager, and a line manager, and then as I said earlier, 13 years ago going into the HR role. So is that something that I thought I was going to be doing when I was your age or going through high school? No, it's just a career path that kind of went that way, and it's been a very good career path as long as I put my passion into it. So thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Joseph Jones. I'm from Industry A. And I work for one of Iowa's U.S. Senators. Who knows who our 2 U.S. Senators are? Well, who's the other one then? What's his first name? Yeah, all right. So, at least you got that down. Believe me, there's people I've talked to who don't know, either or. My job is to work on several different policy issues, but specifically pertaining to business, I lead our international trade team, and we do trade policy in the Senate based on economics, based on agriculture, immigration, child labor, and I lead that team. And the other part would be small business. So we work with the Small Business Administration directly and the Small Business Committee, which Senator Harkin is a part of. I am not a native Iowan. I grew up in Louisiana, but I adopted Iowa as home, and so this is home for me. But I, like you, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do when I was probably about a sophomore in high school. And then my junior year, I decided that I narrowed it down. I knew that there's 2 things I wanted to do. I wanted to work in government, and I wanted to be an Army officer. So I went to school, I hurt my knees, and had to figure out what else I was going to do since I couldn't be an Army officer anymore. So I started working on campaigns and in government. So I actually worked on my first campaign when I was 17. Anybody 17 out there? So 18 years ago, yeah, I said too. 18 years ago, I started working on my first political campaign, and I never stopped, and have worked back and forth either on campaigns or for elected officials, governors or senators, on public policy. So the great things that they all do, I work on the regulation side usually, and writing the laws. So there's a combination of government and business that go together, and some people do one, some people do the other. So I chose the government side because I like it. But if you have any questions or thoughts, concerns about government or politics or campaigns or elections, either side, because really they're not really that different, come see me. Thanks.